Yo, shout out to everybody, man. Y'all know how we rockin', man. 7 Gang Source Gang over everything. Just got done watching the tail end of a video from Faithful to God. He then came back from the spiritual realm on his Lord Voldemort shit. I sent them up to the heavens, man, Sunday. I just want to touch on a few things and I'll recap the entire video, at a later date, but this is just a quick response to what was heard. I tried to give my brother Ngozi a call. The whole purpose of this is the same thing that happened when I beat up on Garfield. I beat the fuck out of Garfield. He runs and he gets 8 fucking people to deal with me. This always happens. So Faithful to God gets his ass beat Sunday. You understand? And this ain't no PG-13 channel. So I say whatever the hell I need to say. I beat up Garfield. Was it 2 years ago? Now I got to deal with 8, 9, 10 people. All of them doing presentations on me instead of the man that I was going up against. This is what these cowards do. I beat up Faithful to God Sunday. I was called an atheist by Faithful to God, and I don't believe in the Bible. This is all facts. Faithful to God says in Ngozi, says all the things I say were trash. He was the first one to invoke Ngozi. So in response to that, I called him on my show, to reveal what he thought about Haplogroup J if he was going to use a biblical model. We all understand that this brother does not follow the biblical model as a literal event or a literal history. And this is why I always preface my videos with, if you believe in the Bible or if these things happen as a scientific mind would. So I'm watching the video, right? And I'm like, everything this dude's saying is a lie. When he says, oh, it's not about haplogroups, it's not about ancestry. Bro, when we engage in a conversation, you got your ass whooped. It was not a theology argument we were in. It was an argument that was based off of who are these people are? What is their ancestry? Where do they come from? But see, this is what you snakes do. You get your ass whooped intellectually, and now you want to say Jesus. Oh, it's all about Jesus. Don't you love Jesus, brother? Bro, we don't serve the same deity, bro. We don't. The deity that you follow is on some bullshit. The deity that I follow is of my ancestors. 2 different paradigms. And we've been doing that for so long where people will sit up there and say, oh, we all worship the same. No, we don't. I do not worship the same thing as Faithful to God. I don't. And then I want to touch on the atheist comment because I'm an atheist because I follow scientific methodology, right? That's what the brother said on Clubhouse. This is what was said about me. But I just got done watching an hour and 40-minute video, the tail end of it, where you were pretty much acquiescing to atheist-leaning, secular-leaning arguments, not empirical arguments, atheist arguments. Because you didn't come out the Bible like you said I wasn't doing when I called you a Bible thumper. You was like, oh, well, how can a man bring forth haplogroup A? Those are secular teachings. There's no empirical evidence for that. While the show was going on, and I told Ngozi this before, a lot of that stuff is speculative. And on my channel, when I read the scientific article, I always highlight what's been posited, what they're just saying, and what they actually prove, what they found. So I'm looking at what Faithful to God just did there. Obviously, all you're trying to do is get the heat off your ass and get me to just focus on Faithful to God and Nine Trey or whatever the brother. I don't even know Nine Trey, and I just know people tell me about him because he have done hit pieces on my information before on Garfield's channel. But I'm not gonna go watch a 10-hour stream to figure out what the hell this nigga's saying. I don't know this dude. I spoke to Ngozi prior, right? I spoke to Ngozi. I think was it, saying he was upset because I recorded him with his consent, and I apologized for it. You know you was right, but I was in the heat of the moment because that was claims being made by Faithful to God And I was like, look, man, I can just call the brother. So boom. As a man, I admit fault there or whatever. But in that conversation, it goes, and I just tried to call you before I went live. I requested that 9Trey would be on my video. And I requested that for a specific reason. I didn't know that was your kinfolks. I wanted 9Trey to get on here and talk to me like a man about what he disagrees with. See, this is what these cats do. They go into these other spaces where it's safe to say what the fuck they want to say. They don't want to go somewhere where you're going to have a problem. You're going to have an issue. You're going to have to explain yourself. Because on my channel, I don't play that just say whatever the hell you want to say shit. Give me the empirical data behind it. Like what was being said in that show. And then goes, you know this, man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to fall for that trap. I'm going to keep that heat on your ass, faithful to God. Ain't no way you getting around that. And if Gozy, you want to have that conversation with me, my channel open all the time. 9Trey as well. Because you have said a couple things about me, and I can't even verify what you said because I ain't watched none of your videos or your breakdowns or whatever. Y'all want to label shit pseudo, don't even know what pseudo means. Pseudo means not genuine. My information comes from empirical data. Where does yours come from? Hearsay. Hearsay. During the channel, I'm hearing a lot of hearsay, a lot of speculative stuff, not things that are, grounded and based in data. BT does not exist. BT does not fucking exist. And Gozy, you should know that, right? But I'm not gonna make it about you because that's this brother trying to get out of the fire. BT has never been confirmed or found. They just label something BT. This lets you know who's a surface dweller and people that are actually diving in and reading and digesting the scientific material. CT has not been examined in modern populations. There is no such thing as CT. These are hypothetical, putative things. And when I first spoke to Ngozi, I was bringing that to the forefront. A lot of these things are putative and punitive in nature. They're not things that can be ascertained and say for 100% sure this happened. But when you speak, you don't bring that to the forefront. You don't make that being known to the viewing audience. And the average person that will go on Google will just Google it and say, oh, well, according to this paper, it says this. It's making a claim. Where's the evidence? Now, the thing about sub-Saharan Africa, or saying we were lingering in North Africa, where's the evidence for that? E1B1B was lingering in North Africa. We can prove that. And this is why I like having these dialogues. Because on the source, we're going to find out what can be ascertained and what can be substantiated and what cannot be. These guys do not want to do that. They run their channels like churches. Garfield runs his channel like a big ass church that reverberate the same sentiments that he has. I don't mind having 9Trey and Ngozi, or even Faithful to God can come over here and give his opposing view. I don't mind that. Those brothers do. Because the minute someone speaks against them, they do shit like this. I hurt Faithful to God's feelings and beat this nigga up Sunday. So now he's like, oh, I'm going to run and get Ngozi. Nothing Ngozi said tonight invalidated anything in my model. Nothing. Because everything that you bring up is speculative. Saying that all humans come from haplogroup A, speculative. There's no concrete evidence to say that we all come from haplogroup A. You would have to invoke BT, and there's no such thing as BT. CT has not been exhumed in any skeletal remain. They're like, oh, what about the paper in Lazarus? They just labeled it CT because they couldn't sequence the genome fully and didn't know what it was. If you would have read the paper, it tells you that. And this is why I go so hard on my channel, man. Especially in the African-American community. I understand Faithful to God is in the Puerto Rican community, I think. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a Puerto Rican, and you a foul dude too as well. The thing about it is, you wasn't on my radar, man. The brothers and sisters were hitting me up saying, hey, you need to go at Faithful. You need to go at Faithful. He doing this and doing that. Because you going around being a tyrant to Israelites. You going around doing exactly what you said you wasn't doing on your channel, man. That's what's so damn funny. Why I hit up and go, I'm like, this nigga lying. Oh, at the end of the day, it's about Christ. So why every day on your clubhouse, it's a video, it's a room discussing that we fake Israelites and we ain't got no genetic ties to that land, and you uplifting Jay, but it's not about ancestry, it's not about haplotypes. Niggas change their tune when they get their ass beat, man. I only had one interaction with you, and you don't want no more smoke because you blocked me from your channel. I couldn't even comment, and I wasn't even commenting anything inflammatory, incendiary, nothing like that. I was just saying, listen, man, y'all making claims. Where's the proof to it? You know how I do. You already know how I get down. It's the source. Where your proof at? Where your evidence at?
Yo, you're sure. Let me ask the question. My bad. I don't mean to break your wisdom.
Oh, go ahead.
When Faithful was doing the show tonight, he didn't mention Haplogroup J at all or nothing like that. He didn't try to make a case for it.
Yeah, he did. He was trying to see. He was trying to use Ngozi as an authority. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at Ngozi as an authority. I look at Ngozi as somebody that can at least speak the language of a geneticist and at least understand where we're coming from. That's why I love having conversations with that brother, because 9 times out of 10, people can't even talk about genetics because they haven't studied.
So what did Ngozi say when he was trying to make the claim for Jay? What did Ngozi say? I mean, what did Ngozi say to him then?
Well, he tried to be sweet about it. Not Ngozi, but Faithful to God was like, oh, well, can you make the case for E and J? And he's like, oh, it could be either one. And Ngozi said it could be either one because of how the people were intermingling during the Bronze Age, which I agree with him. There was J in the Bronze Age and the Chalcolithic. I said this before. I had videos about this before. Just yesterday, when I did my last video, I was like, if they're going to argue for anybody being the Jews, it would not be J. It would be haplogroup T, which Ngozi said again tonight. So we understand what was found in the Pecking Cave. We talk about it. You niggas is not talking about this information, man.
Right. And see, Faithful don't understand. When he went on Berean's show, he killed himself for trying to make a case for J. When he went at G, he had a problem with G because one of the Israelites he has a problem with has G. And so he was like, well, G is European and this and that. And he doesn't realize once he made that statement that he killed himself with J, because when we was on Garfield's show, and everybody knows I have R1B, he was like, oh, well, R1B is European. Well, he just don't know. When you said that, you killed J too, though. You see what I'm saying?
Right, because they're all relatives.
They are relatives, yeah. He don't realize that, because he doesn't understand how the phylogenetic tree works.
Right. All CF lineages are related. So once you designated one branch as something, you have to designate the entire family, the whole CF family, the whole DE family, the whole AB family. And that's the approach that I took, was a multidisciplinary approach. I went to Josephus and I read what Josephus said, that the first peoples that will be in these lands would be Japhites. So the early people of Europe. So, okay, now we just got to look at the DNA of the early people in Europe. Oh, they all CF lineages? Okay, they Japheth. That's how we come into the conclusion. And I'm pretty sure he ain't touching on none of that, because it's so funny, Yahoo Kanan, because when I beat him up on Clubhouse, he said I'm the atheist. But tonight, everything you said was some secular shit. It wasn't biblical. At least I build my model from a biblical framework. But what you're not going to do is just read a verse to me and tell me the verse is good enough as evidence of who these people are. A Bible verse is not a genetic DNA test. But tonight, all these dudes did was say, well, the secular community believes this. The consensus says this. Who gives a fuck what the consensus at one time was saying that humans had a set of 48 chromosomes instead of 46 chromosomes. That was the consensus. That's the bandwagon fallacy. We don't care what the consensus is. And there is no consensus on where haplogroup E came from. It's a split decision between two research communities. And I'm leaning towards the Asian community because there's more evidence on that side. Finding DO in modern populations is not telling you where it was initially. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just going off the dome right now because I'm just, remembering everything that was stated in the video. But for the most part, these dudes is anti-science. I don't know Nine Trey well enough to make a claim about him. I wish he would have came on my channel like I requested Monday. You know what I'm saying? And this had nothing to do with Faithful to God. This is because I've heard Nine Trey name, being mentioned when people say, well, Nine Trey did a video about you. Oh, Garfield said Nine Trey destroyed your information. I was like, oh, word? I mean, anybody can make a claim. Tell them, come over here. Come talk to me. Y'all niggas don't know what pseudo is. Pseudo means not genuine. You niggas fall in that category. Y'all not genuine as hell. Because if you had a problem with what I'm saying, you can attest to this. When I do my shows, primarily it's just me in here. I'm just one person in here. I dropped the link in the back chat. No response to all these people that got all this heat for me. That got right. All this hate for me.
Yo, if anybody opposing you, they're allowed to come up on here. He don't be on no echo chamber stuff. See, that's what's wrong with Faithful and them. They echo chambers. And shout out to that sister. Is it Shari Anaya? Because she was on Berean show. I went on there with her, and she'll tell you they the way they act. And Berean be trying to protect these cats too. You know what I'm saying? We like to come with information. They like to spew rhetoric.
Exactly. Yesterday in my response, I provided several scientific papers, and I know how to read and disseminate the scientific paper. What these dudes do they'll find a statement in there that's just something that was, believed to have happened, like the putative nature of the article, and they will run with the putative side of it, but they won't run with what they actually found. If you read it correctly, you can say, okay, this is where the evidence is. This is what they're saying. Like in the J1 thing about JP58, they postulated being radiating in Western Asia or whatever, but what they found it was the oldest sample we ever found was in Georgia. And I had to teach these guys geography yesterday. Like, these people are some of the, what's the word? These people are dilettantes in this community because they don't even know simple concepts like geography. You know what I'm saying? None of the stuff that was said tonight was said Sunday. When I told him about J1 coming from Georgia, he immediately said that lines up with Abraham. I'm like, what? How the hell? When did Abraham come from Georgia? So, but I'm the atheist, Yahoo Kanan. I'm the person that doesn't believe in the Bible. But this dude just made some shit up that you can't find in no Bible verse.
Yeah, because he was on Clubhouse. If you would have told him pull it up and prove it, like, on a platform like this, he won't. When we mentioned your name on Berean's platform, he didn't want to have you come on Berean platform, right?
Yep.
Like you and him deal with each other. He talking about, oh well, your show can come over to my platform. Yeah, because you want to be in control. You see what I'm saying? Hold on.
All right.
You want to be in control.
Yeah, you want to be able to mute me whenever, like you were doing in Clubhouse. Like I'm saying, man, this nigga coming on here all nice and sweet and stuff. Like that wasn't the energy that you was giving in Clubhouse, and that's why I returned the energy. That energy that you was trying to give in Clubhouse, I returned it to you because you was on some bullshit then.
Right.
As soon as I came in the room and you had gave me that question, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what it is I believe. He muted me and said, "Nah, I'm gonna tell them what you believe." I'm like, bro, you cannot talk for me. He said, "Yes, I can, because this is my room." This is what he said. It's on video.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had his dog get on the channel and say, "Oh, well, the conversation was just getting good." Your man's ruined that shit. Your man's ruined the conversation when he said, "You know what? We're not gonna have 5 minutes no more. We just gonna do an open discussion." Oh, hey, y'all, you believe in evolution? I said, no, but that ain't got nothing to do with the topic. We talking about who the Israelites are. Soon as I said that, he kept muting me. No, answer the question. Bro, like, stop muting my mic. Stop muting he muted me again. I said, bro, that ain't got nothing to do with it, bro. Let me just finish. Mute me again. So after I said, You already dead. I'm out of here, bro. You're not finna keep disrespecting me and mute my damn mic. You know what I'm saying?
Because you don't listen. Let me tell you something, man. Look, if they had that work for you for real, bro, they'd be like, yo, they'd be looking for you. They'd be wanting you to go on somebody's neutral platform for you to get your piece out and for they can frame your argument and destroy it. They don't
Right.
want that, man.
They can't do that.
They got a narrative that they gotta push. They've been pushing it and they gotta keep on pushing it, no matter what facts you show them.
Right. And Nine Trey, hey, to be honest, bro, you got an issue with me. Come on my channel, bro, and we can talk. Like all this hiding on Garfield channel shit. I can't go to Garfield channel because I'm not gonna be able to speak because I've been there already. And when I did get the best of Garfield, he took the video down. The dude took the video down because I'm coming with information. I'm not coming with rhetoric like you niggas are. And Nine Trey, listening to the little bit that I heard and gleaned from the conversation, you're not scientifically literate. Because some of the things you were saying was beyond any scientific, specialty or field. The stuff you were just affirming, like, I'm like, bro, no, that a scientific mind would not say those certain things. And I can say that because I take time out to actually read and study stuff. You don't understand rapid radiation. It's clear. And you kept saying adaptive radiation. Those two different things, man. You kept mixing up adaptive radiation and rapid radiation. Rapid radiation is what Ngozi said it was, because we talked about it before. Population boom. And there is evidence of rapid radiation, population boom and moving and migrating, and you can see them spitting out subclades. When you look at E1B1, it's possible for E1B1 to do rapid radiation to create E1B1A and E1B1B in a population. I didn't say all 12 suns will have E1B1A and E1B1B. The initial population would have been EP2. I'm saying as they grew and they boomed, they would have became either or. This is why it's important to actually argue what I'm actually claiming and not what you made up. That's called a straw man fallacy. You know what I'm saying? So when we looking at this information, you can clearly see who's scientifically astute and who's not, man. You can clearly see. And then the brother said, oh, they found CT. No, they did not find CT, man. Show me in the paper where they said emphatically that they found haplogroup CT amongst the Natufian samples. That's not fucking there, bro. This is why they don't like my channel.
Wait, who said they found CT amongst the Natufians?
The brother 993.
Oh, okay.
I expect him to say that. You're an amateur. You don't know anything when it comes to this field. You don't read and study this shit every day. You don't eat and digest this shit every fucking day. I just bought a fucking new book on genetics. I actually care about the field. And no, I do not swallow every damn thing a scientist says just because they're a scientist. Scientists in the field don't even do that. They don't agree with somebody just because they're a scientist. No, they look at the information and say, does the evidence line up? And that's how I approach it. You know what I'm saying? So the whole agenda was to get these people on his channel and say, well, see, they don't even agree with him. Ditto. No one cares. If someone doesn't agree with what I say or my position is, the point is, faithful to God, you got your ass whooped Sunday. You got beat up and you don't have no business talking about haplogroups. Your man came on the channel and said Noah will be haplogroup J. Now make that make sense to me, man. How the fuck can haplogroup J be Noah's haplogroup and all his sons have the same haplogroup like you were trying to argue today on your channel? Wouldn't all his sons have the same haplogroup? No, because if the Bible be true, all the haplogroups will have to filter through Noah and his children. It goes back to that point. Who's an atheist? You said I'm an atheist, but who's appealing to secularisms over the biblical framework? It's not me. It's you. Because I'm saying, yes, I believe the Bible to be a record of human history. And if that be true, if that be so, then Noah and his 3 sons will have to be responsible for all of the haplogroups that we witness today, because a bottlenecking event happened according to the Bible. There is no local flood in the Bible. That's some fucking mumbo jumbo you guys have made up. There is no local flood in the Bible. The biblical account says the flood destroyed the entire world. It says the fountains of the great deep opened up. This sounds like a global catastrophic event. And as I showed in in the show I did yesterday, y'all go check that out, because I'm just going off the dome right now, because this video literally just ended. The live just ended. The geneticists are saying a catastrophic event happened in times past where 9 out of 10 animals died off, man. It had to start over. And all of the humans had to start over. I corroborate that with the biblical narrative, because I look at the biblical narrative as a retelling of human history. Now, you can say that, that's a myth, it's mythos. Okay, fine. I still believe that myth encapsulates realities. And then, why is these dudes trying to make this a question of theology or what I believe? First of all, I don't believe in the same deity that Faithful to God worships. I don't believe in the same Christianity that he follows. So why are you trying to put me in the same box as you? We don't follow the same God, and we don't follow the same Christ, man.
Straw man, bro. Because honestly, listen, I got to deflect, because I mean, honestly, I'm not as well versed in the subject as you are. So I have to sound intelligent. I have to deflect. You know what I'm saying? Like, notice Faithful only deals with people on his channel or in his clubhouse, right? Or where he feels safe at. Like, he feels safe on Garfield's show. He feels safe on Berean's show. You know, he'll go places where he feels safe. That's what they'll do, because they already know we waiting for them. We waiting to rip them apart. We waiting to tear them up. They got to save face. They got to look like they the Christian champion when they're really the Christian coward.
Exactly, man. And all these dudes is Europeans, man. Like Kevin G said, he haplogroup I. I'm like, okay, you rolling with your European buddies. This dude Puerto Rican, most likely he European. And I'm not being, trying to put people in a box, but I think it's ironic that you people that's not even of the E markers is talking down on E markers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not racist at all. I get down with everybody. But I think it's just ironic that these individuals are the ones that's doing it. And like I said, this dude wasn't on my radar. I get on my show to educate people and provide scientific sources. Whether you believe in what I say or not.
Now, notice with Kevin G, now when we broke that stuff down, when we was in Clubhouse and even on Berean's show, he was quiet about I. But notice when he was in Faithful's thing, he's all up trying to be all about I. And now he's trying to say I is of the Jews and all that other stuff. Negro, when we told you that I is of the Nordic people or the Vikings, you had your mouth closed because you knew we was telling the truth. And we had the sources to break it down and show it. And you was quiet. But all of a sudden, now that you in Faithful's chat, now you trying to be all bold, like, yeah, INJ. Nah, get out of here, dude. Listen, when I went on Berean's show with G-Con them on there, when I pull up the family tree thing and see family tree DNA is ran by a Jewish company by Greenspan. And it was talking about G and I and basically how they're European and all this other stuff. And I'm like, listen, this is where Jay come from. And here's the Jews who own this damn company sitting up here saying that this is European. They were quiet then. Then G-Con talking about, well, they got admixtures. Oh, now you screaming admixtures. But when I was talking admixtures, my admixtures wasn't good enough. You were trying to talk haplotype. But now that we're blowing up this J thing and exposing it, now you want to go and say you want to talk admixtures now. You see what I'm saying? Instead of talking the J haplotype that you used to talk.
Right. And then to touch on that J marker stuff, man. On your channel, you made it seem like you are ambivalent, to E, and you didn't care either way. But that's not what you teach on Clubhouse. Brothers come on my comments all the time, man. You got to get that Faithful to God on the DNA because he's saying J this, J that. Bro, you've been harassing the Israelites this whole time about this J marker shit. The minute I come over there and wash you, like the Baptist you are, you know what I'm saying? You was a Baptist that day because you got washed. I'll wash you. Now you want to say, man, you know what, man? It can go either way. Really, it ain't even about ancestry, bro. It's about Christ. Nigga, keep your Christ. Ain't nobody following your Christ because your Christ is on some bullshit. Whatever you calling Christ and identifying Christ is on some bullshit. Don't be trying to look for no, oh, we can all come together under Christ. The hell wrong with you, nigga? You got baptized. Exactly. You got baptized Friday, man. You became a new creature. Sunday. You became a new creature in Christ, man. Gonna try to talk about we all under the same Christ. Bro, you follow some medieval Christendom, bro. I don't follow that stuff.
Oh, that's what he tried to tell you. Oh, bro, we cool. It ain't about no DNA. That's what he was
Yeah,
saying.
at the end of the video, when at the end he tried to, trying to be nice and sweet, trying to show his audience that I'm being sweet to this guy. No, bro, you speaking with a forked tongue. Oh, and if he's watching, I'm sure he believes in Jesus, and that's all that matters. We're on the no, that isn't
I know it
what
don't,
matters.
because if that's all
You
that
would
matter, you wouldn't have the conversation.
exactly. You go on a campaign 7 days straight, you fucking loser.
Prove you an
Attacking
Israelite.
Israelites.
That's listen. He got a show. He doing a show. If you're an Israelite, you gotta. If you want to be on my panel, you gotta prove that you're an Israelite. Like, dude, you just okay. If it ain't about that, then why are you having that conversation? But see, you got to see when I got him on Garfield's channel, bruh, and he was like, "Yo, talking like that, talking that J stuff and this and that." I'm like, hold up. First of all, I'm like, yo, I'm like, we don't really have a body. I said, but you can't sit up here and say that E is a convert or whatever, bro. Like you don't know which one is which. You know what I'm saying? Like I would, man, this dude, he's all over the place, bro. Listen, you Negroes, he don't like you Negroes saying that you the children of the Israelites. That's the problem. Bottom line. Now he'll sit
Right.
up there and say that the prophecy said y'all been scattered, but then try to take it all back. And listen, he just got a problem with people who are melanated, who are called African Americans, being identifying and believing that we're the people of the book.
Facts. And I'm listening to him the other day when he gave his bullshit speech in Clubhouse. And the brother said, oh, when I was with the camps, they always put the blacks first. So that's his problem. He has hatred against the camps because they acknowledge black people first over Puerto Ricans and Native Indians. So now he upset. He bitter behind it. Oh man, they worshiping the blacks. The ancient watchmen do the same thing. Oh, it was all about the blacks and they never talked about the Hispanic. So you bitter, and since you bitter, you're gonna take it out on the whole goddamn community. 7 days a week, every day you in Clubhouse talking about ancestry, but on your YouTube it's about Christ. Man, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You's a goofball, man. And I don't worship the same deity you worship, clown. What the hell wrong with y'all? I don't worship the same Christ as you. Because your Christ is on some bullshit. I'm not them religious brothers. I don't bite my tongue on that. Misconnection says they only want unity when they get that ass whooped. He got exposed as a racist and is trying to hide under unity through Christ. Exactly. Exactly, man. And how you faithful to God and you trying to holler at married women and you know she married. I'm gonna keep that on the hush hush for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Just in case this nigga go too crazy. You faithful to God though. Get your goofy ass out of here, man. I don't follow the same Christian Christ concept that you got, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you. His Christ is the spirit of anti-blackness. Ain't that the truth? That's your Christ, man. And we have done shows on here, plenty of shows showing that we don't follow no damn racism, bro. This brother said during the dissertation he gave on Clubhouse that G-Con is not a real Christian. I'm like, damn, why G-Con can't be a real Christian? Yeah, that guy's not a real Christian. I got problems with him. I'm like, yo, it seems like every black person that you know you got an issue with. I'm like, yo, what the hell going on? Why can't G-Con be a Christian? Is it because he black? Because last time I checked, he subscribed to the same bullshit you subscribe to. So what makes him any different than you? The only thing different is he black. You know what I'm saying? We see through the bullshit, man. I'm not on here to be PC with you, bro. I'm not. And as far as faithful to God, bro, Like, grow some fucking balls and come see me on my channel, man. I've been in your clubhouse and everybody saw how that went. You got your ass beat. Bro, the man went at G-Con and said he wasn't even a real Christian, bro. The brother said this on Clubhouse. I got a problem with G-Con too. He ain't a real Christian. That guy ain't no Christian.
Yeah, because he an open theist, though. That's why. I'm surprised he got Kevin G up on there, because Kevin G leaning towards open theism or whatever. You know.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. Niggas is not following that same rhetoric and religion that you a part of. You believe in Christendom, man. I don't believe in that. I believe in the ancestral Christ. You know what I'm saying? I believe in the first century Christ, the man that actually walked on the planet Earth. You believe in a made-up, fictitious Constantine adaptation of that, man. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't even reference what Christ represented and stood for. Y'all say it's all bullshit. Y'all don't reference the Torah. You don't even give a damn about the people. You don't give a damn about the people because you sit up here and lie and say, well, the ancestry don't matter. But to Christ, ancestry mattered. You understand? In the biblical literature, ancestry matters. Identifying the Israelites matter. So what Christ are you following, bruh? What did Christ say? Go around and antagonize people of color or people that are black? Where is that in Christ's teachings? Since it's all about Christ and you following Christ and that all that matter, unifying under Christ. Where is that in his teachings? Y'all try to turn everything into the Bible into a harmonizing unification trick just to support your racist bullshit and your dogma, man. Yeah. He definitely a keyboard gangster. He definitely ain't gonna come over here and face this smoke face to face. He a keyboard gangster. Racists like him talk tough behind a screen, but face to face he's silent. Yeah, bro. When I was in Dallas, bro, I hit this brother up because people was telling me about this nigga years ago. Oh, faithful to God. I was like, oh shit, he out there by West M, the West M station. You know what I'm saying? Downtown Lamar in Dallas. So I'm like, yo, I hit the brother up and say, hey, man, we can go and have a conversation at that same location off Lamar, downtown Dallas, and we can talk about this. The same spot I met Gorilla Hebrew at, and we chopped it up, him and his brothers. We could have went over there and chopped it up, any disputes or whatever, face to face. This brother never responded. First time I see him on Clubhouse, brothers is mentioning his name. I hit him up. I said, I would like to have a debate with you on the source. No response. This nigga pussy, man. You know what I'm saying? You pussy, bro. So my whole thing is this. You gonna do the same thing Garfield them do. Hide behind your fucking channel. You ain't gonna never come out here and face me one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? Because you come over here, I ain't gonna mute you, bro. I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say. I'm confident in what I teach. So when you get done speaking that bullshit, I'm gonna beat your ass like I did on Clubhouse with raw information. And then I'm gonna put the onus on you like I did in Clubhouse. Okay, now prove your J1 bullshit. You said we African, right? We're indigenous to Africa. Show me the specimens in Africa with our DNA going back 20,000 years ago when we're supposed to be there. You can't fucking do it. You understand? None of these dudes can do it. And I heard a lot of these talking points being brought up again tonight. And I'm like, that shit cannot be concretized. You cannot prove that we were in Africa for 40,000 years, 50,000 years, 60,000 years. You can't fucking, nobody can prove that. Y'all think y'all can call somebody on your channel and say, oh, yeah. When were these people around? Oh, 70,000 years ago. Crickets. Because ain't no goddamn evidence to that. Can someone show me the evidence that EM96 was in Africa 70,000 years ago? No, that's what they posit. That's speculative. But what we can prove is that E1B1A, E1B1B was in the Middle East. We can prove that. We can prove E1B1A was in the Oshu civilization in Southern Asia. We can prove that. We can prove E1B1A was found in Ramesses III. We can prove that. You can't prove that we had our genesis in sub-Saharan Africa. And this is why these dudes get mad. Someone said, "Oh, you anti-Sub-Saharan African. You this guy hates himself." No, I know the truth. I know where we fucking come from. You niggas going against the truth, man. The truth is, the data says that we come from outside of Africa. You can't prove to me that E1B1A was always in Africa. You can't do it. Nobody can do it. And if Nine Trey, if you watching, come on here and prove to the whole world that E1B1A was in Africa since its inception. I want to see that shit. Don't give me a divergence theory. I know what divergence theory is. That's where you're getting these numbers from. These 70,000 years, 100,000 years ago, these numbers are just numbers. They're theoretical. There's no evidence of this 100,000 years ago. E was here and E was there. There's no evidence to that. And then goes, this is a conversation we had months ago on the show. This is all putative. There's nothing tangible to this theory. D-Red said facts. They don't know we know the migration patterns. Nine Trey also made a comment. He said, "Oh, don't bring up the chicken because they use the chicken to prove that we Israelites or we prove that we were from that area." Yeah, you goddamn right we use that because the first people to consume chickens, just like Ngozi admitted on the channel, was Palestinians. First people to do it. And we see the trait migrate into Africa later on. We can see that. With these group of individuals that come in with Asian material culture. And then 9-3, however you say the nigga name, he had the audacity to say, "Oh, well, that's pseudo. Pseudo means not genuine." What's not genuine about that? You niggas is not genuine by ignoring that. That's called special pleading. When you ignore evidence that contradicts your claim. You know what I'm saying? We a mix of Sub-Saharan Africa, at least in the new now anyway, and we ain't ashamed, but they don't negate we bruise, period. Facts. That's the thing, man. Anyone who messed with Cherry Love can't be taken seriously. If we wasn't talking about us, no one would pay attention to him. Exactly. It's the same thing with the situation going on with Sinetta, right? They get mad because certain individuals is lighting up Brother P. I ain't gonna say his whole name because I ain't trying to get a dude attention or bring any attention to my channel about that situation. But Brother P, a lot of brothers is having negative commentary about it and they trying to stop it. But wait a minute. All you niggas have been doing for the past 10 years is giving negative press to the Israelites. Look at Garfield's channel for the last 10 years. Almost every other video is about Israelites fake. They lying. They false. They this, they that, and the third. Then you get some pushback from little old me, and now you want to go cry to your peers. Man, look how Joshua talked to me. Look how he talk about me. Man, shut your bitch ass up. All you niggas is bitches, man. Y'all want to go around talking shit about the community, and then when you get one guy getting on your ass, now you want to cry foul. You niggas is bitches, bruh. A lot of y'all want to be able to say anything about the community, but don't want no response or reaction from the community that you talking about. You know what I'm saying? D-Red, I'm going to need you to hit that link, brother. So we got lots of material culture to prove our point. Exactly. Plenty of it. Our model makes more sense. You understand? The demic diffusion model makes way more sense than serendipity. The serendipitous model says that, oh, well, all this shit just popped up into Sub-Saharan Africa. That makes no damn sense. You can't make that make sense. Explain to me how did Sub-Saharan Africa transform from a stone age to a iron age, you know what I'm saying, within the last 3,000 years. Explain that to me. You can't. The best model to explicate that is that people came in with those skills already. You understand? It's like y'all jumping from Windows 7 directly to Windows 10 without any intermediaries. That doesn't make any sense, man. Stop it. And this is why y'all don't. Orthodox Moore said this a while ago. People don't want to go on your channel because you try to hold them to a standard of proving what they say. On Garfield channel, all you got to do is make a fucking claim. You know what I'm saying? On these other channels, all you got to do is make the claim, and that's suffice for them. But over here, we try to build our models off evidence. Off the evidence. And for somebody like Faithful to Gog, the claim that he follows a biblical biblical framework, then he would have to acquiesce to the fact that Noah and his 3 sons brought forth all human groups, meaning all haplogroups would have to come from Noah. All modern and extant populations, meaning surviving populations on the earth, would have to come from Noah. And that's why I look at Nathaniel Jesus' work, because that's how he built his work with the triad human structure. Triad meaning 3, meaning you would have Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And these 3 groups will later divulge into the 3 major divisions of men, which we call A, B, D, E, and CF. You can't prove that they came from BT and AB became BT. You cannot fucking prove that. So you get on there and you make these claims as if they're true. Show me BT. And it goes, you made mention of BT being found in Europe. They did not find BT in Europe. They labeled it BT. Read the paper. This is what I understand. Actually read the scientific article and actually what it says. Y'all, some of you guys are surface level researchers. The same thing with the CT being found amongst the Natufian population. They did not find CT amongst them. They labeled it CT because they couldn't fully sequence the genome. No, I ain't saying Ngozi playing sides because he don't have a side to play. He's not playing sides at all. He is not an Israelite. He don't look at the Bible like I do or like Faithful to God does. So I'm not putting that on his jacket. He never said he was. Ngozi is a more of a secular scientific guy anyway, but even though he does have, particles of faith within what he believes in, I guess Islam or whatever, but he's not really a religious dude. I'm not going to hold him to the same standard I hold Faithful to God to. Yeah. He did. So Garfield said, you're too honest. Garfield told Ngozi he's too honest when Anon was beating his ass. You know what I'm saying? What we see here, we see a pattern amongst these Afrocentric niggas. When you get around people that actually know what they're talking about, that's studious in the field that's being questioned or argued, y'all get your ass whooped. And I'm gonna stand firm on this. This is why Nine Trey not gonna come over here with his arguments. You're not gonna come over here with your argument because you're gonna have to validate the things that come out your mouth. It's a big difference. Show me emphatic proof of BT. Show me emphatic proof of CT. They only exist in word. They don't exist in the damn fossils that we dig out the ground. All right. Tomorrow, I'm going to go through this video that they made and do my commentary. But tonight, I just want to do a quick response to get it on the airwaves. A lot of these guys are playing, man. Y'all not serious about this information at all. Faithful to God, you said I was the atheist, but tonight you look like the atheist. You taught some secular atheist shit on your channel tonight. All humans come from haplogroup A, and wouldn't that mean that we all come from apes? And I don't teach that. That ain't in the Bible. But yet on Clubhouse, you was claiming that I was the atheist. What's going on, Hal?
Peace and love. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, I just thought, no disrespect to the brother Faithful to God, you know what I mean? He seems like he is sincere in his Christianity and his faith for Christ. And at the end of the day, Christ does cancel out a lot of the genetic stuff. So that's like the and the wild card, or the that's just a way to get out of the whole argument of genetics. So there's nothing wrong with converting and praising the Most High, and if you use Christ as your model, I respect that, but he should have brought you in. I don't understand how he's going to try to say your argument for you without you stating your own argument. So like that's the one thing I don't respect, that he didn't let you get on there, that he brought in Gozi on there. And as far as I just want to make a touch on CT and BT. You have to understand, there's like Darwin with his evolution, there's the missing links. That's the same thing with this genetic thing. And I'm going to send you a slide that it basically it's going to show the Levantine Neolithic and the Levantine Chalcolithic as the framework for the genetics is a chimpanzee. So they're saying these people are so old, they close to a chimpanzee, and that the more modern, the new DNA, the youngest DNA is Cro-Magnon. That's modern man. So if you follow their model of genetics, you're subscribing to white supremacy, like it or not. Period. And that goes for everybody with their models. Even you with this CT represents a missing link, BT represents a missing link. And I feel that the CT that's there. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't believe I don't invoke CT or BT. They can't prove CT or BT. But
I'm telling you that
hold on, you're correct. They use chimpanzees to try to map out some of the genetics. I understand that. But the CT and BT argument, there is no CT or BT. There's no physical.
It hasn't been found in modern populations. That's the main point. And that yes, they don't sequence it. Maybe they're doing short tandem repeats and not singular nuclear polymorphosis and not short tandem repeats and not SMPs. They're doing STRs. But you got to understand, if they came up with them E's, why those CTs, they didn't come up with E's for those, if those were E's. I would propose that those CTs represent haplogroup T in the Levant, and that there is proof that it was there in the early Neolithic in Jordan, in the Jordan Valley. They did find haplogroup T there. And that, yes, Nathaniel Jensen, his model is LT, period, So like, I feel I'm not going to even use the word argument. I'm going to say discussion, because when it comes to me and you, I don't want to argue with you. I consider you my brother. We can have a discussion, and the discussion is more E and T than it is even J, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I said that in prior episodes, man. I don't have no problem with that, having discussion of different opinions. What this dude is doing is going in there and making my argument for me, building a straw man and trying to knock it down. And he's doing a terrible job because he doesn't understand scientific literature. He doesn't understand it, man.
And you a mad cool brother. He's pretty cool too. I've spoken to him only once. We spoke for a little bit. I haven't really built with him again. But yeah, he should make his platform open to you, have an invite, and then he should come on your platform. But I do feel when it does come to scholarly, I do give you the heads up on that you do, to me, have one up on him when it comes to the scholarship. Just honestly, out of my opinion, just dealing with both of y'all, I feel that he really can't handle you. So like you said, that's probably why they ain't going to come on your
He's not coming, dude. Let me tell you, man, Faithful he's an echo chamber type of person, bro. His biggest fear is being embarrassed in front of people. That's his biggest fear.
It's too late for that. That already happened Sunday.
But yeah,
my thing is this, bro. The whole thing is this, man. And I'm glad you brought up the Christ thing first, because he's trying to hide behind Christ. But where was Christ last week when you was making all those videos dissing my people? All those rules dissing my people. What was Christ then? You wasn't talking about all that matters Christ. You would be in there teaching Christ. You're not in there teaching Christ. You telling these people you ain't an Israelite, blah, blah, blah. You niggas is lying, blah, blah, blah. That's your whole thing. That's your social media presence. You Garfield.
Yeah, and I feel if he's gonna be the vanguard, or he's gonna be the custodialship of fighting for haplogroup J, he has an uphill battle on his hands. That's going to be very difficult for him to fight for J like that, in my opinion. Just from my research. But we do got to take in mind that now they're making the Canaanites J. They're making the Canaanites R. There's something to this. Why they're now pushing this narrative that the Canaanites are the Israelites.
Yeah, and if you say that, and you trying to say that those were the sons of Canaan, then they can't be Ham and Shem. And this is what I be trying to get through their thick heads. Y'all don't even listen to the things you're saying. It's not even logically consistent.
No, and then the Phoenicians are Sardinians or whatever.
You had to laugh on that one. Hey, real talk, man. Like, at least be logically consistent. This brother came on my channel and said Noah would have haplogroup J. How is Noah, the progenitor of all of these groups, going to just be J? That doesn't make any sense. You got to harmonize it.
And my model, I use CT in my model. CT is Noah. All of his sons would have been CT. You're going to have E found amongst Ham, Shem, and Japhet, and you're going to find other signatures, because I don't just put Japhet. In Europe, the FM89 lineages were in South Asia. They were in Melanesia before they even touched Europe. So I'm not even giving them that. I don't even give Europe a haplogroup R like that. The Yemenites are not Europeans in my model like that. Period.
Well, yeah, I would have to see the evidence on that, because all of the oldest skeletal remains have been found there. I know what's been posited. This is why I always do on my channel. I show what the scientists posit and say, this is what they claim, but this is what they found. Those are two different things. But yeah, man, if you want to come on the show and build your case or your model, the show open.
Yeah, and look, when I show mine, I don't gotta make no slides. I'm gonna use pre-existing stuff that I found and just present that. I'm not gonna sit on no PowerPoint and create, typing in anything. I'm just gonna use other people's stuff that they spend time making these slides and screenshot it and present it. So I'm just presenting. I'm not even making the argument, because I am kind of gravitating towards this stuff don't really matter until they really show us the petrous bones of the ossuaries, and that's where I'm at this point. I just feel like I want those ossuary burials in the time of Christ, the first century Jerusalem ossuaries, and then then I'll base. Then I'll go with that. But at the end of the day, those could have been converts also. And then they converted, and then they had a nice burial, and we were able to find these limestone ossuaries, and so we maybe can't even use that technically,
Yeah, my thing is this about the ancestry don't matter. If ancestry don't matter, genetics don't matter, why are you making video after video, room after room, talking about ancestry? Obviously, it do matter to you. And I'm talking about faith for the Gog. I'm not going.
I know you're talking about, but I feel people try to say, oh, he's racist. I feel he does love black people, and that he's worried about people, getting into idolatry, into self-worship.
I know him faithful for years, bro. That man trying to make a name for himself, bro. He want to have a big YouTube platform so he can make money off of YouTube, bro. He want to be looked at as a Christian hero, bro. That man don't care about nobody's soul, bro. That man that man is rude and disrespectful, bro. Yeah, he got a problem with black folks. He feel like there's a placism with them. As long as they know their place, he cool.
Yeah, I agree with that, nigga. This is where you belong. You a Hamite, because when we first came in there, these people be Canaan. But wait a minute, how they gonna be Canaan if everybody J? That don't make no damn sense. But no, it's always
how are they Israelites and Canaanites? That's my big thing. Like,
man, look, man, he said black people are Canaan, not Cush, not any other side of the Ham. We Canaan. That stemmed in racism, and he not being like a Jehovah's Witness. I can see your argument if he was being a Jehovah Witness and he was like, let me tell you about Christ and giving the upper room pamphlets to every damn body on social media. He's not doing it. What he's doing is going around saying, okay, all you black people are fucking liars, and you're a liar because you're a Canaanite, and these people are the real Israelites. They're J1. You're appropriating their culture. When we have a history, a documented history of these people appropriating culture. But you don't argue against them. And this is why I do everything from a scholastic standpoint, not from a just read from a Bible verse standpoint, bro. Because you'll get people like him. You understand? You'll get people with that same ideology as him. Because nothing's fact, nothing's based on facts or empirical data. It's just based on however you fucking feel.
Hey, Yeshua, I'm finna go ahead and jet out though, man. Appreciate you letting me on the platform.
No problem, man. Anytime, G.
That do you know? Because like I haven't really seen anybody arguing for Jay like that. I know that mainstream science presents that, but have you come across anybody that's pushing the Jay argument?
Oh, them niggas, the Christian, the apologetic group or whatever they call themselves. Every time I get in a room with them, they always bring up Jay. Faithful to God, G-Con, Vocab Malone, all them niggas. And then I don't know if you was in the room. I just got blocked by a bunch of Jewish people because I was showing and advocating scientific papers for haplogroup E. So these brothers blocked me. I'm like, damn, y'all not even haplogroup J. The people I was talking to was saying that they was like E1B1B or something like that. And they was upset with what I was saying. So they was advocating for J. You know, certain individuals on Clubhouse, like George and them, you know what I'm saying? They were advocating for Jay. So, yeah, I mean, these people push ancestry, but when you see black people push ancestry, we're bullshitting because we're black. And I think this goes back to
that's when it don't matter no more. That's when it don't matter, and let's just gather hands and worship Christ, you know?
Thank you, bro. And it reminds me of what Oldendorf said, with the comment about Oldendorf in To the Parfit's book. He said, you don't believe a black person because black people don't have no history or no culture. That's what it said. So why would you believe a black person? And that same sentiment in 2021 is being echoed by people like Faithful God. And, you know, some of these rabbinical ultra-Orthodox Jews are saying the same shit. I'm not making this shit up.
You know I feel that, Joshua, you got to go back to the One West playbook and start bringing out more scriptures to prove it, because I know that before that it was top heavy. It was top heavy. All we had was scripture to prove it. And then, you know, we started getting into the DNA, and the more we uncovered, it's like, damn, this thing is strong. You know, I believe that he is Israelite, but I feel, you know, very strong that it is very difficult for me to look at T as Japhet. And it's not just a personal thing, because it's just due to the amount of research that I have substantiated to say, like, look, this something's very, you know, strong here. And knowing about BT and CT, that those is considered, you know what I mean, not found in it, that I feel that there's a lot of holes in their thing. And I understand, you know, with their evolution model, that it's a racist system that is pushing the science out there. So they're already laying the lines for you, and you're trying to stay within their framework, that we're going to be very handicapped when we're trying to really understand this, because we're stuck within the framework that they've given us. So just understanding that, you know, I feel when you look at the curses, it's very difficult to deny E, period. And Jay, I don't think Jay fits a lot of those curses like that, as far as, you know, the original Israelite playbook of dealing with the scripture.
Well, here's the thing. We're not allowed to do anything because, you know, again, it goes back to being black and being disabled, because when we were just doing the Bible verse, what were people telling us? Oh, well, that's not proof. Use science, use demography, use DNA, where's the DNA at? Now we're using DNA. Oh no, man! You go back to the Bible. That's why I don't I don't pay attention to the outside influences. I just do what I need to do to bring forth the best information, the best foot. You know what I'm saying?
A brother like Jeremiah, Judah, he's good for the Bible side, and you could do the you know what I mean, the DNA side, and he could bring up scriptures to prove, like, show me this within these people. You know what I mean? Show me an example of this. Within the scriptures, he could do that side of it, and you stick to what you've been doing.
Well, it's a blatant denial of even Bible scripture. So I can go to a Bible scripture and show you where the sons of Judah were called Ashkor, which means black. And people will say, well, black don't mean black. Damn, what black mean? When does black ever mean black then? Because every time someone says something black and tied with a Jew or an Israelite or a biblical character, it doesn't mean black. It's metaphorical. Oh, when they said black, it meant sad, or it meant that they were sick. It doesn't mean their skin. Like, you guys have an issue with people being melanated. That's where it goes. It's grounded in people being melanated. These people are racist, man. The racism is implicit. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna bite my tongue.
That's on both sides of it. That's on the religious side of it, or the Catholicism, and then that's also in the science. It's also racist on that side too.
Yeah. Now I was getting on Nathaniel Jensen because he was like, oh well, he said something about it's impossible for Ramesses III to be E1 B1A. Why did he say that? Because he's going with the racist model that we were stuck in sub-Saharan Africa for 10,000, 20,000 years.
Yeah, that dude is mad pseudo. Honestly, he's very pseudo. I watched the main video that he was going in on T, and I would be like, oh yeah, he's right. No, that dude is mad pseudo. That to me, he really undermined his degree with some of the stuff that he put out there. He got F as Ham. How is F Ham? Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
And he got D as Ham.
I don't follow everything David Reich says, but David Reich has pertinent information that I use for my model. Saying that undeniable stuff. Same thing with Nathaniel Jensen. I don't believe everything that comes out of his mouth. If you've been watching my channel, I don't subscribe to 6,000 years. I don't believe the earth is 6,000 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that if you know him, he holds true to that 6,000 year date. I don't believe that. So I'm not going to use the composition by division fallacy on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Composition by division is like this, right? If a wall is blue and you see a small blotch of it is yellow, you say, well, actually the wall's yellow. No, it's not. It's blue with a small yellow blotch. The same thing with Nathaniel Jensen or David Wright. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the works that I agree with can be grounded in empirical data, and some of the stuff that he's saying is just theory, or speculative, so I'm gonna leave it at that on that. Ham is half the group F, man. That's some crazy shit.
Yeah, he got that. Like, there's a lot of things that I was listening to him. I'm like, oh man, I can't use this guy. I'll be laughed at if I try to use this guy. Period. But I understand what he's trying to do. But yeah, there's a lot of holes in some of his theories. And from just listening to one of his videos, I don't know if you saw the history of humankind, and then he focuses on Abraham. I think it's season 3, episode 25. I had to pay for a subscription, but actually no, I had a 7-day free trial. 7 days you could get it for free. And then you could, you know what I mean, and then just cancel it after. So I definitely canceled that because I was like, I ain't got no use for this guy right here. Honestly.
Yeah. I like his argument for all of us going back to a common ancestry, and his argument for a triad human structure. You know what I'm saying? Because that lines up again. Because I look at the Bible as being a reflection of human history. So if it is true and indeed a reflection of human history, I expect to see a triad structure to formulate all humans, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. So,
mixed connection. She has a good point there. Yeah, that Swartzy, the word Swartz, the last name Swartz means black for like a lot of these Ashkenazi Jews. Whenever you see that last name Swartz, it means black.
Yeah. It's Olive talk, but she's making fun of them because anytime we find somebody black in history, or being called black or described as being black, these people will say, no, that it don't really mean black, because it go, and a lot of these people that are saying it, not white, a lot of these people are Afrocentric too, that's saying it, and they're saying it because they don't want to have any connection with Jewish people. African Americans have a bitter relationship with lighter skinned people, with white skinned people, right? Because of the history of slavery and whatnot. So therefore, they don't want any attachment to who they deem as being lighter skin or white skin. So what they say is, ain't no way these people can be black, because again, we were taught that the race system is black, white, brown is Malaysian, yellow is Chinese, red is Indian. So anytime you say, oh, if the Jews black, they're gonna be like, oh, well, we're the same racially. So they don't want to connect themselves with these people. So, oh, they're not black. They black is a metaphor, or it's olive tone. Man, shut the fuck up, man. When is black ever black? Like, y'all make black is never black until it's in sub-Saharan Africa. You know, quite frankly, I'm tired of that shit. It's disingenuous and pseudo. That's what pseudo is, 9-3. If you watching my video, and I know you watch my videos, 9-3. Pseudo means not genuine. You niggas is not genuine, man. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up, man. Y'all wanna talk to me? I will be in Clubhouse after this, and we can
Yeah,
chat.
I was looking for you over there. I was looking, and then I was like, oh, he on over here. I'll check you out.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I gotta make commentary on it, man, because you know what I'm saying? You don't see me running for help. I don't need help, faithful to God. You have to run and get help. Just like God, you niggas have to run. Help me. I should beat my ass. Y'all niggas suck. Hey, I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. Y'all niggas suck. Y'all garbage. And stay in the Bible, bro. That's where you belong. I'm out.
Peace.
Yeah, I'm gonna ping you, Sean Harris.